Hello and welcome back to another NHIG video. In this video we're going to be looking at welded eyes. These are useful for industrial components as well as decorative components. They're also quite useful for handles on tools. We're going to be producing this out of 16mm round, and I want a 50mm eye. So I have measured out 157mm plus twice the material thickness, or 32mm, plus 10mm for an upset at one end and 10mm for an upset on the bend. I will centre dot the piece and then I will cool off either side of the centre dot to create an accurate bend. And I will then bend the bar to not quite 90 degrees. And this is because I want to upset it back on itself in order to give myself a little bit more mass on that corner. Now I could upset this into a swage in order to not damage the rounded aspect of the bar. However, this area will be welded, so I'm not going to worry too much about it. You can see I'm bringing that to 90 degrees through the upsetting motion. This corner created, I will then create a scarf coming out 45 degrees from the angle. And this is just a nice flat landing pad. I will then take the end of the bar and I will upset that back in by 10mm in order to give myself a little bit more mass for the welding process. And I will then scarf the end of that upset. This is slightly different from a normal scarf weld in that the two tapered edges are the ones contacting each other, and I will just bring out a little bit more of a welding plane with the cross peen. I will then head over to the BIC and start the process of creating a circle. So we'll start at the end of the bar and just slowly roll that circle in. You can see I am travelling backwards and bringing this back on itself. Walking it back to that first right angle. You can see I have quenched off the bar just behind the angle. That's because I don't want to lose that 90 degrees. And I'm just doing brushing motions so that I don't distort the round bar, and I'm being careful to place the material exactly where I need it to be. And then I will make sure that the scarves are seated against each other. Like so. I'll give it a quick clean before welding. And here is the piece ready for welding. And at this stage we have to be careful because the two tapered faces of the scarves are in contact with each other, which makes them want to separate. So I'm giving careful hammer blows in order to get them to weld rather than separate. Once they're tacked, I can take a deeper welding heat and actually work on welding and blending the join. I can come onto the bick again in order to clean up and weld the transitions. And I will dress the final shape by upsetting that join into a circle and dressing the loop itself. These are light hammer blows designed to guide the material rather than form it. I just want to push it where I want it to be. And here we have the completed welded eye. So these are useful for tooling, they're useful for decorative elements. They are something which you will come across every now and then. Thank you for watching.